Good morning, folks, and welcome to our broadcast. Happy to have all of you here this 20th day of February, and it's a delight to be here with you another day. Our folks saying no sound. Are you guys hearing us? Somebody saying no sound. Bernard Henry, Bertrand Henry says no sound. Y'all help us out. Bertrand said no sound. Are you guys hearing us? Y'all seeing us? Are we even on? Good morning to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, are we being seen? Are we being heard? Somebody sing song. Say we okay now? You see that big back TV? Folks, good morning. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. We're at the end of the week, end of the month. I believe we're at the end of the month. Let me confirm. When in doubt, Google. When in doubt, folks. We're at the end of the month, are we? Y'all confirm or y'all like me? Yeah, tomorrow's the 1st of March, believe it or not. Saturday, the 1st of March. I had to check in the calendar. Saturday, the 1st of March. Tomorrow is it? Tinagni Leach, good morning. Tomorrow's the 1st day of March. You all prepared for it? You all set for it? March is my mother's birth month. Yeah. March people different. Jilly? When is your birthday, Chilichi? Pisces. You know, we say pieces here. We say pieces. In Trinidad, it's a Pisces. They call we backward. They call us backward. Royal Gulliver. Pisces. You know, it's pieces. The sign. The horoscopical sign. Pisces. Loud and clear. Daphne, when is your birthday, girl? Loretta Argyle, when is your big day? Are you guys in March? March is here, folks. Tomorrow is the 1st. Today is the final day of February 20th. Right? 28 days of September, April, something. You remember that? Auntie Sandra, Edward Brooms, good to have all of you. And Tanagni says March is the mom's birthday too. Yeah. Yeah. Daphne says March is her lucky month. Everything good happens in March. Everything good. You see that? Jagdeo on the live. Redmond Alexis. Good to have you on the live as well. And Roxy McKenna. This Friday morning, folks. Friday morning, I had some mac and cheese, having some coffee here. I having some macaroni and cheese. Let's bring back to the 592. So the Massive Cub, how are you doing there this morning? How are you doing there this morning? Jagdeo says, I like your fighting style. Yeah. Come around, be funny. Punch your throat. Sonia Massey Cobb says, happy Friday. Indeed, happy Friday. Happy Friday. We got to make ourselves happy, folks. Ain't nobody going to do it for us. We got to make ourselves happy. Good to see so many of you on the live this morning. Dennis Booker, Dolly Anderson, Edward Gonzalez from the Bronx, of course. Nigel Plass is here. Dennis Booker. Good to have all of you. Andrew Griffith, Don Dougie. Good to have all of you on the live. Neville Cedal. Good to have you too. Pinky Haley. Pinky. When I was in primary school, I had a girlfriend named Pinky. Wasn't pink by any means, but Pinky. She's happily married now. Happily married, living her best life. Pinky. Yeah. Stayed in touch with her. A couple of folks. This is like, primary school is, back in the days, in one compound, you had the nursery, everything. I knew her in the earlies. We've stayed in touch. Some friendship more than what? More than 30, 35 years old. A couple. Not everybody. You don't stay in touch with everybody. My fifth form year, I could hardly remember 3 people I was in fifth form with. I wonder, where all those people I went to school with them? Which part of the globe, which part of the world? When I was going to high school, I had a teacher, English teacher. She was a Indian national. She was from India. Wore her sari every religious day. Miss Philip Neri. And she used to say to us, look, y'all running behind us said, hey, y'all don't realize this is the last time y'all see some people. The people y'all running behind, you'll see them back again, And that thing stuck with me, of course. I know all them, 500 people I was in fifth form. 3 or 4, 3 or 4. How are you folks doing this morning? No doubt some of you married your high school sweetheart and so on. First love and so on. I had a very eventful high school year, as you could imagine. Very, very eventful. Don't regret a minute of it. I live it like left from long. Don't regret a minute. You see, when I hang up my political gloves, 15 years, 20 years time, and I say, I done? I do everything. Right. On my list, I do everything. Going to PP is not on my list, so you got worry about me. I do everything. Right? Look story here. Look story here now. Daphne said I married my classmate. You see? Some of you are fresh from luck. Went to school for doing school work. You take a boyfriend, huh? Daphne said I married my classmate. Yeah, some people like that. I got some friends from high school married, Some friends from high school married and divorced too. That's the other part of it. I'm not going on my day business now. It's another story. But I admire people like that. You've known somebody so long, since high school. I ain't got a kind of attention span. I ain't got a kind of attention span. I ain't got it. I ain't got a kind of attention span since high school. God bless y'all. God bless y'all. You got these cantankerous set, Naomi, Sheila now, to remind me what James Bond said. I don't know what James Bond said at which point in the political career. Right? I don't know. Right? I for everybody but the PPP. I for for everybody this side of the border. Some people see you talk to Simona, you're there with she, you talk with the PNC 2 mornings, you're ready for move over with them. Oh, Jesus have mercy. Jesus have mercy. Daphne never like to knock him out the place. You look, Daphne is, Daphne said, I used to do my husband work in school. Daphne said, I used to do my work. He had to marry you, no? He had to marry you. Or else, Rowena Williams, Wendy, and all the other folks. Thanks for joining us this morning. We actually have a couple of things we want to share with you. Right? I hope nobody in counting this morning. I hope nobody who shall not be named not counting this morning. That US-Russia meeting. Wherever they get Trump a drink, I don't want any. Wherever they get Trump and Bond and Chase Green and what little one name? Wherever they get them for drink, I want none. Right. Trump just make a beeline. Trump was inching, inching. Yes, no. In this business long enough, yes, no. You won't be surprised. In Trump's first term, he inching. Now he gone full. It's only if he could be closed now. And move to Russia. That's how he's gotten this 360 turn. This 360 degree about turn. Well, he gone full now. We told you yesterday of this meeting that was happening in Turkey. Right. This meeting. They said Ukraine wasn't on the agenda. That's what it happens, believe. That Ukraine was not on the agenda. What else are you talking about? We're hearing of a possible Putin visit to Washington. Yeah. A possible Putin visit to Washington. When the Hudson, good morning. When they're watching us from Texas. When they're watching us from Everett, good to see you there. Good morning to all the Jacksons in the house. Naomi, good morning. Arundon, Pinky, Everett, good morning. Pam Halls, good morning. But what struck me is that, commenting on this meeting yesterday, Putin said it was inspiring. Yeah. Putin said it was inspiring. That's what the fellow said about this meeting. And things to come. Inspiring. Yeah. He said the meeting inspiring. Can be of no good to the world, to humanity. Clearly then talking about aid and how we're gonna partner to bring aid, relief to the rest of the world, and how we could be good global citizens. I don't think those kinds of things on the agenda. Right. So let's look and see how things roll out as we go forward. They said they have been trying to iron out and to resolve diplomatic issues. The meeting was described by the US as not as inspiring, but as constructive. Once you put the lights on, everybody crawl out. Damn PPP. Constructive, that's how Washington described it. Right? They focus on banking access, avoiding political and they avoided political and security topics like the Ukraine. The man said it was inspiring. It was inspiring. And while that was happening in Turkey, Trump had some things happening at home. There's been a lot of military firings. And things you wouldn't see on any other administration. You had some ex-military personnel, Pentagon chiefs, is high up right to the top. Ex-Pentagon chiefs. These are people who served at the highest level of the U.S. military. See, this thing is madness. These abrupt dismissals of the Joint Chief of Staff, the chairman, right, and senior military leaders. It's madness. They said it's reckless. Reckless and politically motivated. That's what the fellas said of Trump's action. Right. This letter was signed by these were the former chiefs: James Mattis and William Perry, Leon Panetta, Chuck Hagel, and Lloyd Austin. These are heavyweights. Former head of the Pentagon. They said this can undermine the military, undermine the integrity of the military, and it can weaken national security as well. And we on this side of the Atlantic, we still waiting on the black box. We still waiting on the black box to understand Sabina Blue and Ingrid Crawford how 5 of our servicemen met their demise. All you want is a little black box. Whatever happened to the black box? Whatever happened to that bit of information? They said a preliminary report would have been available at the end of 2024, 2025. We're still waiting in 2025. That 2 persons survived that chopper. And you tell me the black box that is built to withstand worse than transpired here. Thoughts and prayers with the family of all those who we lost. We can't know, we don't know until now what transpired. And then 6 of our servicemen shot up. Imagine if we got to wait a report on that, an investigation on that. What were the circumstances that led to that violent attack on our 6 soldiers recently? The whole thing is still sketchy. Yesterday, the vice president was asked about that. He said, it's a national security issue. I don't want to talk out of turn. This is a man who talks out of turn every day. He said, I'm going to let the folks who deal with that kind of issue, foreign affairs and the army and so on, let them look at that. What happened to the black box? We're in a bad way. So the Joint Chiefs have condemned this reckless action that can undermine the integrity of the U.S. Army, undermine weaken national security, according to these men. Again, these were Jim Mathis, William Perry, Leon Panetta, Chuck Hagel, and Lloyd Austin, again, serving at the highest levels of the U.S. Military structure there. Right? You take them, boy, care? There's like water and duck back for Trump. Them boys here train on the Trump, you know. Water and duck back. So again, one of the things we're following, folks, these are Tracy Clark says the black box business is hush-hush. Hush-hush business, the black box. What happened to the black box? Asking for myself and the whole country, whatever happened to the black box? So one of the things we got to look at. Tracy Clark, good to have you on the live this morning. Gail Alicock and Rena Marks with CUS Blue. So that's one of the things we're looking at this morning. And then these things got implications, Trump actions, you see. You throw a pebble in the water across the pond. Ripple effects. You got now Elon Musk gone with the Doge and ripping down, tearing up, destroying, dismantling a whole host of programs in the US. One of them that they've led a frontal assault on is USAID. USAID. And we had recently, y'all foreign affairs minister, y'all, U-turn. Things affecting what's happening here. That is what you thought confess. This thing is affecting what's happening on the ground here. Please and thank you. Right. Please and thank you. So now they might have to step in, local government. They might have to step in and kind of bridge the gap. Some of these humanitarian programs that have been affected by the USAID cuts under the Trump administration. As I said, Foreign Affairs Minister Utadi confirmed the discussions with the International Organization for Migration, the IOM, about the budgetary constraints. This is an organization that looks at things like the Venezuelan migrants and helping them. So all the strain is not on the host country. So a lot of ramifications, a lot of it, a lot of people being fired from these organizations. And we learned that the US government is preparing to fire tens of thousands of people. Well, some people were fired and had to get hired back. Because then Doge and Elon and Trump and all them realized, oh, these people are actually important. So we got to hire them back. You see? So we're following this, folks. We're following this. And there have been some intervention that, for instance, for life-saving, quote-unquote, life-saving programs to resume. Right. While broader aid initiatives remain in limbo. Limbo! So coming out of this comment from Todd, we're learning that Ghana is exploring ways to partner with the UN to prioritize and sustain critical projects. Yeah. So ripple effects, folks. What happens across the pond? Linda Baker, things that happen across the pond could have effects here. Beatrice Selby, good morning. Good to have you on the live this morning. Right. Alan Cummins wants to know what the hell is Doge. You ask them. Elon Musk and crew. Ask them. June Cameron said to get rid of Granger because he didn't want the radio station or the army base here. And Jagdeo kissed the ring. Look, to be in power, he'd kiss anything. Ring alone, he'd kiss a lot of things to stay in power. So let's see what happens. Maybe we don't even need these aid programs anymore because we got it like that now. Money flowing. Money flowing like a river. Money flowing like a river. You all know they had the police officers' annual conference recently. You had the police force. The annual conference 2025. Yep. Concluded recently. It's an interesting light in today's paper. You know, some of y'all are Tantarians. Some of y'all are full Tantarians. Right? Fella asking whether the police conference addressed the Calvin Brutus case. This is like the 2-ton gorilla in the room. You know, not spoken of, but the presence is felt. Did they talk about this? Did Higgins talk about his role? You see, corruption is a hell of a thing. His role with the stakeholders, wedding plan and so on, was that in the agenda? I worried about it too. That's why when I saw one Keith Bernard or something like that, whatever it is, when I saw one Keith Bernard writing, I said, I wasn't the only one. I wonder how the Brutus issue fared. Police Conference 2025. This is the Ghana Police Force. Did the issue of Brutus come up? Professionalism. You know, Brutus made some damning allegations against the current regime. Damning allegations. Friends, family, favorites. Friends, family, and favorites. How did it fare? Was it raised? And then boy buried the head in the sand. Was it raised? Should it have been raised? You know, the Police Service Commission found Brutus guilty of abuse of power. This is the through its tribunal, found him guilty. Did they talk about accountability at this conference? Did they talk about ethical standards and oversight? Did any of that meet on the agenda? You know, we got to face these things head on if we're not going to repeat them. Did they talk about strengthening internal controls, leadership integrity, and how that can rebuild public trust in the police force? Was any of that part of the agenda? The letter writer argues that without addressing such systemic failures, the conference risks just being another routine event, top tent. You got to deal with these things head on, frontally, frontally. That's how we got to deal with them. Can't pretend they're not happening. I ain't want to see. Can't pretend. We just can't. We just can't. So much happening, folks. You know, so much happening locally. Since you blink, like Vincent Alexander, Epadaji, chairman, he running Ramsamy chess. You know, whenever I see Ramsamy, the name, the picture, all I think about is spy equipment. Spy equipment, Ramsamy. You remember in the earlys, they were using spy equipment to triangulate phone signals, listening on your conversation, know where you are and who you're talking to and all of that. The government had procured this technology through Ministry of Health. This wasn't to listen to your heart and your fibrillations. This was to listen to your conversation. You know, to turn this place into police state. It's not about crime and bringing down the numbers and all of that. They're turning this place into a police state. Right now, they're listening to a conversation. Right now, they're listening. Who you calling? How many times you calling? Who you talk about them? So you can't even be private when you think you're private. Listening to their own people, you know. Some of their own people too. They're doing reconnaissance. Some of their own people to the tracking. You see when you get paranoid? You see when you get paranoid? Last evening I was telling you all how Jagdeo is at war with himself. Oh, wretched man that he is. Who shall deliver him from all his unrighteousness? At war with himself. Making up a whole set of things in it. Whole set of things in his mind. Now that he has kids, suddenly, you think he ain't got a kind of free time. You got homework to check up. You got drop off from school, pick up, PTA, keep abreast of all these things. All kinds of things. Mechanicians. Evil mechanicians too. So, Ramsamy was at this conference internationally. And he's trying to characterize the presentation that was made by Epadaji's chairman, Vincent Alexander. But I think Vincent could talk for himself. I think Vincent could talk for himself. I don't know if he need anybody to paraphrase for him. God forbid. I think he could talk for himself. And that's what he did. He said, no, Ramsamy, spy equipment, Ramsamy, don't do it. Don't do it. He said what he presented was the facts. This was the occasion, rather, was the 49th Universal Periodic Review pre-session in Geneva. They talk about human rights issues. Human rights issues in Guyana. Again, this is the 49th Universal Periodic Review pre-session. The main thing coming up. There's a precursor. And Alexander said that Ramasamy misinterpreted his statements while failing to address some key issues. Some of these might be familiar to you. One, police promotions. It was Paul Slow who told us, Irfan called him, said, look, I want these people to go to the top. I want these people to get elevated. You can bring down this set, you can put up the set. And Paul Slow said, he told him, no. He told him, get. Interference, man. Political interference. It's not the same thing Brutus accused him of. It's not the same thing Brutus accused him of. Political interference. So that came up at this pre-session in Geneva. Police promotion, contract, allocations. In last night we talked about contracts. Friends, family and favorites. Friends, family and favorites. The lamppost in South fall down. Hope Church fall down. All the PP polls fall down. So contracts came up. The contracts of the PPP came up in Geneva. You know what also came up? Huh? Public sector leadership. Public sector leadership. And this is important because remember, it ain't just last week. The Transparency International Corruption Perception Index report told us there's significant corruption in the public sector in Guyana. Corruption in the public sector. So public sector leadership is important. Displacement of Mocha residents. Displacements of the Mocha residents. I ain't talking about squatting as an issue. I'm talking about the treatment of people as human beings. All of that was raised by Vincent Alexander and team in Geneva at this 49th Universal Periodic Review pre-session. As I said, it's a precursor to the real thing. The substantive session is coming up. But they don't want you to talk about these issues. What's my equipment Ramasamy wants you to go and do there and say, everything nice in Guyana. Marcia, Neville Seatel says sex for house lots. Yeah. Sex for house lots. They don't want you to go and give the facts in Geneva. They want you to just show away them. You put a man and say, hey, for nice man. Transformational leadership. One Guyana. That's what they want to hear. We ain't lying for nobody. So those are some of the issues that have been raised. Electoral inclusivity, biometric voting. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Vincent. So spy equipment from Sammy Ronald and Vincent Snatchy, sir. I hope they bring up spy equipment too there. I hope they brought that up too. Spy equipment. Sex for house lots, Troy. Wicked, you know. Wicked people. Talk about wickedness. Talk about wickedness. We learning that a teacher, now former teacher at Marion, been charged with sexual assault of a student. The institution has since come out to say this teacher no longer with the school, the student no longer with the school. And then this matter happened in, I think, early 2023. But it's still an ongoing investigation by the police, and the school says as well that they are cooperating with the police in the investigation. They said they're cooperating. You know, I talked with Marion a little bit. Short space of time. And it was part-time and then usually take over. Short space of time. Good institution. Good institution. They said it's been investigated. We got a complaint. We took the actions we were supposed to take. Early 2023, police investigating, the school cooperating. Man or child, no longer there. But you got some sick people, you know. You got some sick people in this world. Some of it I call compulsion. If you go to an organization like that and you can't keep yourself to yourself, you have to control. First thing, you should not have even been there if you know you got some predilections. You got to seek help, man. You got to seek help for that. As I said, Thursday in the Pentecostal world is cast out your demon day. Cast out, you talking some of them boys, cast all them out. Legion. School is at night. That is something that's current, but that they are working with the authorities and assisting in the investigation. It happened early, or alleged to have happened early 2023. That's what the school says. Right. I saw the, remember a lot of places blowing up now, a lot of houses and so on. Right. The Guyana National Bureau of Standards, they said they're working for a new standard. A new standard. That's what they said. To prevent such incidences. Right? That's what they said. This is again the Guyana National Bureau of Standards. They said that they're working with multiple agencies to introduce new safety standards for cooking gas products. This is good. They said existing regulation on storage, handling, and transportation of liquefied petroleum cylinders are under review, with plans to expand the standard to include hoses and clamps. They said that an interagency group, including the EPA and the Competition Consumer Affairs Commission, the CCAC, they're conducting an ongoing investigation into the explosions, some of which allegedly involved massive gas products. The findings of this investigation, like the black box, they say, yet to be released. But further investigations at retail and consumer levels are planned to enhance the safety measures moving forward. That's what they're telling us. So that's happening, and folks, final segment. You know it's a threat when your political enemies dismissing you as a threat. You know you're a threat. All lions sensing their end, folks, are at their fiercest, rather. Are at their fiercest. So yesterday in this corner shop show, Jagdeo was asked about the Mohammeds and him going to Black Bush and all these different villages. And of course, he says it's not a threat. It's not no threat. Folks, I ain't fool y'all. Politics is about numbers. And if you go on the blue app or the red, blue, and black app, tick-tack, and you see people are responding, people are viewing, and then when you go on the ground, people are turning out and turning up. Which political leader worth their salt going to come and say, listen, they're nothing, man. When I see it reach stage 4, I can take it serious. That's a dishonest political leader who should never be trusted. If you can lie about the small things, what about the big ones? What about the big ones? You say, Muhammad's not no threat. Politics is about numbers. That is central to the exercise, the practice of politics. Numbers, constituency. They keep moving the target. They say, I want to see him go to Indian areas and get the same support. I went to Blackbush now, it's not a problem. Next problem. Next problem. It would be a concern. You can't tell me it would not be a concern. People got to show up their support in every quarter. That's why they're trying to make some advances into traditional strongholds of APNU, AFC, of the PNC. That's why they're trying to make those overtures and advancements. You got to hold the base, hold your base, and then you got some flake-offs. You flake off Lillian, Melanie, Bond, you flake off Lillian, all Bystone. And hopefully you're working yourself up to an extra seat more than your base will pull. So you know your base can pull 30. But you got to shore up yourself. Because 65 is the allotted number in the National Assembly. Right? And the more you get, the merrier. So you got to work your way up to 34, 35. And if you see a man come now, and in your base, he can pull some numbers. And where you hoping to get your little flake off, he flaking off too. Well, it's only so much pieces the pie can cut into, you know. And you can tell me, nothing to worry about here, man. Nothing to worry about here. You're dishonest. You're dishonest. That's dishonestment. Dishonest. He's not worried. You're damn worried. You're damn worried. Somebody says on the Muhammad's issue, whether he'll run or not run, and his position to that. Take a look.
On the other issue about, you asked about Azruddin Mohammed. I'm the leader of a political party, a big political party, the largest political party in the country. Our party, on its own, but because of our track record, because of our commitment to people, because of our groundwork, we transformed the lives of many people, and because of that, we have won several elections. We're the only multi-ethnic party in the country, and you can see evidence of that. For me to comment politically on individuals and what they're doing would be premature. First of all, I comment on our political opponents, other parties, and some of the parties may even be our allies. But as the head of a political party, as General Secretary, I can't be commenting on every social media activist if they go to a community or any charity that hands out a few things to people. I made it clear that should people declare a political intention, then that at that point in time, it's fair game for me to express a view on that party or that person. Like when Glenn Lal declared his intention to form a political party, I dealt with him slightly differently. He has not formed a party as yet or declared he's contesting the elections. I have eased off a bit because it would be premature for me to comment on just individuals who go around sharing things and talking to people. If you criticize the PPP, now that's another matter. So if you can show me any criticism of the PPP made by this individual, I can share my view on that now. Show me a criticism that he has made of the PPP and I will deal with it. But beyond that, I'm not. I think it's premature. The time will come or may come when I'd have to do that. And I'm ready to do that. And in fact, eager to do that about all of our opponents, not just this gentleman, should he decide to go that route. But right now, it's premature.
Jagdeo, please a follow-up on the queue.
But what I want to say is that you have some scamps, though. Like I saw the mayor of Georgetown. He's an old scamp, going around and suddenly he found newfound love and all of that. Yeah, he's an old scamp. Yeah, so I can give my views on him, Mayor. I see James Bond there, James Bond friend. Of the
Mr.
past.
Jagdeo, follow up.
He's not worried. He's not worried. Folks, one thing you want to do early, define your opponent. 2, blunt their momentum. You can't wait till the thing become a monster, then you can say, I'm going to charge. So now he's so dishonest. If something as elementary and simple as that, you could be dishonest with. We entrust you with the whole state to manage and its resources. So dishonest. Clearly intimidated. Right? You juxtapose Mohammed's to him. Old rascal. Bald-head fool. Juxtapose Mohammed's. Young, dashing, debonair. Right? This gentleman who fish around the place. Conjuring up all this stuff in his mind. Lonely in the house. Them children living by themselves someplace. Worried. Worried. One of the nightmares. Worried. Every time Mama shares something, he gets a little note. Oh. Look with it. And he asks too. How much people went out? You come, he like Trump. I had the largest inauguration more than Obama. More people turn out to my inauguration than turn out for Obama. He's like that. How much people went out to Ali thing? How much people went to Mohammed? It's about the numbers. Politics is about numbers. Don't let him fool you. I'm not worried. You see a man got post a video, 400,000 people view it. And I'm not worried. I'm not going to respond to people doing charitable works and so on. So dishonest. You know, he was asked also about the Mohammed's doing business with the government, vice versa. The Mohammed's the government doing business with the Mohammeds. You know, another dishonest thing. This is a fellow who knows every answer across the road, male or female. You know, and the unborn ants too, because he's petty. You see, Mr. Mole himself got his nose in everything like pot salt. As he said, his government, you know, just like the people we spoke about in the show last evening. He don't know this, he don't know. His government, it's them, it's not me, it's them. It's they planting the wrong pole, it's they blocking up the road, it's they bad contract, it's not me. My government is them. We give them the contract. Everything bad is always somebody else. Somebody else. I'm not aware we're doing business with them. Listen to the fool.
The government doing business with Mohammed. I don't know that the government is doing business with the Mohammed. The last time I checked, we are not been doing any business with the Mohammeds. I don't know where that is coming from. I saw something that was circulated about permission for some vessels. And I think that may have expired by now.
It has been renewed and it's for a cabotage for what I was told for a national project.
I'm not aware of that.
And this approval came from the Maritime Administration, which is a government
When it
agency.
was renewed,
It has been it was renewed over the last few weeks, and it will expire, I think, either in August or September, if my memory
if it's
serves.
renewed in the last few weeks, it can't expire by August, because it is, I think these permissions go for 1 year. So I saw a permission in August of 2024 that was given. Frankly speaking, I did not know of that, but by now I think that permission may have expired. We'd have to check. I didn't pay serious attention to that matter.
Y'all see the dishonesty there? Y'all see this? It was brought to his attention. He says so. This issue of them doing business with the Mohammed, these boats and trawlers, whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it is. But I didn't pay too much attention to it. He knows this question is going to come. People are going to say the Mohammeds have been sanctioned, whatever value there is to that. And you're doing business with them. But his cop out, kick the can down the road. I haven't paid too much attention to this yet. I haven't paid. When is, you know the whole thing, top to bottom. You know the whole thing, top to bottom. It's the dishonesty. It's a total lack of integrity. You see. Total lack of it. I don't go cabinet. I'm not too certain when that decision was made. I don't go to cabinet. I don't know about it. Anything that is adverse. That is the wickedness right there. Anything that is adverse to the administration that they want to push down the road, I ain't want to deal with it now. I ain't got legs to stand on if I deal with it. So like kick it down the road. I'm in the cabinet, I didn't even know when critics got a contract. I was in the country. That is the modus operandi. Is that a government that's interested in good governance? I was in the country and get the contract. But since he got the contract, the Public Procurement Commission pronounced on it that he wasn't qualified for it. Nothing has happened. He gets another one. Well, when he got one, he was in the toilet at the point. Right. I wasn't aware. I wasn't there. I know what the cabinet said. He said, I don't know. And then the other thing they do, even though I deal with everything in this press conference, talk to Bikram. Vikram ought to be holding press conferences, man. Why is Vikram having press conference? Oh, these Charles thing. Oh, I think you should talk to Murad. I don't deal with these issues here, man. Mr. Know-it-all. So dishonest. Let's leave it there this morning, folks. So damn dishonest. Good Friday. Brenda Moore, thanks for joining us this morning. So dishonest. Folks, share the live before you go. We look a little thin. Smash that emoji button before you. We're close to 1,400 of you watching us here this morning live. We got over 400 on Facebook, over 1,000 watching us on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. Who knew? Who knew? Y'all don't be dishonest like him. I'm begging y'all. Don't lack integrity in that magnitude, titanic proportion. Don't do it. Right? Pinky and George and Magarel Seville. Right? Y'all don't be like that. Please. Wish you guys a great day. A great, big, fantastic day. The weekend is upon us. The weekend is upon us. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this weekend. You know, come back, refreshed, fired up, ready to go for next week. I hope you guys are too. We're going to see you guys in the next podcast. As we wrap up the week, George Mars and Pinky. Magarel Seville, Dolly Anderson, Wenda Hudson. Good to have all of you. Marlon Thomas. Good to see you guys on the live this morning. Let me go. I like Let Me Go watching me numbers, you know. Let Me Go said 23,400 subscribers. Yes, thank you guys so much. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel as yet, and you're watching us, do that this morning. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get the notification when we're on. I keep checking. How you post stuff and so on. You get a notification. Subscribe. You follow us on Facebook. You're on our Facebook watching us. Make sure you follow us there too. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Folks, it's the end of the month. Unfortunately, bills got to be paid. The link is there, folks. Partner with us. Send us a little small change so we can keep our program going. And we ain't got to be dependent on nobody else. But you folks, and we keep talking the things. Because nobody don't write sweet. You say it colloquially. It's only y'all. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Stay safe. Have a fantastic day. Stay safe.